wanted to take a few minutes because one segment that I wanted to bring back. So, a couple episodes ago here on the show, I had a former defensive lineman for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. James Canada was up on the show. And the topic of discussion was basically talking about the Bucs and their success this past year, winning a division, winning a playoff game, but doing this with Baker Mayfield. So I applaud the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for these two moves, for re-signing both Mike Evans and Baker Mayfield. Why is this so significant for both these players and for the Buccaneers? First of all, you're talking about a year post Tom Brady. People put the Buccaneers in the back burner. They didn't even care about the defensive play. They didn't even care about, the offensive weaponry that they have. They put the Buccaneers on the back burner. I barely did, because my thought was I felt like they may have placed second in the NFC South. Lots of people were basically hyped up about the Falcons. To me, my biggest regret was even taking the Carolina Panthers. They were an absolute dumpster fire, but I love Bryce Young. I love him. But what's so good about Baker Mayfield is the fact that he took a gamble on himself. He did. And the fact that he was able to turn this organization around post Tom Brady, win a division, have a defensive coach, and you win a playoff game, and you beat not just any playoff team, but you beat the Philadelphia Eagles. And they were at their worst. It was bad. Baker Mayfield absolutely deserves all of the credit, all of the praise of the fact that he comes in, took a gamble on himself, and he's getting paid well to do so. Mike Evans, the same thing. You bring him back for 2 years. You were never going to break up this band. Never. I'm telling you. If you were to basically change the artist voice, it's like how I felt about, 3 Days Grace. If once you change the voice of Adam Gontier, it's not the same band. It's not. You can hear the quality. You could hear the difference of voices. Adam Gontier is a really, really good artist. That's why I was surprised that he ended up leaving 3 Days Grace. Once you break the band up this way, the quality becomes different. So I think this was the best idea. And the Bucs front office, they get it. They get it. James and I called it. We called it initially. We knew that this was way too hard to move on from. I think Baker Mayfield on a 3-year, $100 million contract was probably the best bargain. You took a gamble at yourself, and you got the best version. Again, maybe this was part of trials and tribulations. You had to go through Cleveland. You had to go through Carolina. You then had to resurgence yourself up with Sean McVay and the Rams in order for you to get the bag in Tampa. Good for Baker, but even good, too, for Mike Evans, because Mike is meant to be a Buccaneer for life. There's no doubt about that. But I think this was the smartest thing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because for years and years and years, they felt like a lax organization. They have. There's no expectation. Felt a lot like it's cocktails early in the morning. And, there were win some, lose some. But I think once Tom arrived, the culture changed. The expectations started to get bigger, started to get tougher. I think Tom's responsible for that. And this is what's also led to the responsibility that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they get it. Once you've got the quarterback who won you a division and won you a playoff game, how could Mike Evans walk away from that? That would have been extremely tough. I get it with Kansas City and all the rest of it. It's attractive. It is. But you come from a year with post Tom Brady, and you get Baker Mayfield, who a lot of people criticized, and you had a defensive coach in Todd Bowles. I mean, this was arguably one of the greatest stories. Nobody's even blowing up the newsletters at all. I thought this was the greatest story. I love this version of Baker. Kudos to Baker. Winning a division in a playoff game tells you a lot. I think honestly, because look, Kirk Cousins, You got competition now in Atlanta. But I think personally, Baker Mayfield, they may win the division again because they did lose some defensive guys, but you know what? You can get some back. You can get younger. You can get better. You can get stronger. That's what they're looking at defense. They're going to get younger at defense, but you cannot break up this band. Couldn't break up this offense. I think Tampa did the right thing, and they listened. They listened to Tom. They listened to his expectations. They listened to his direction. And Tampa Bay finally gets it. So I'm happy for them. I'm glad that they re-signed Mike Evans and Baker Mayfield because it was the right thing to do. It really was. I think this was the right move for them to make, and he researched his career. That's where I'm like, why would you even want to tear this up? Appreciate you guys for stopping on by here. Hey there, everyone. Thanks for watching. Make sure that you guys like, follow, and subscribe to get the latest from the show. Also, go check out a few of our coolest segments that we've had from previous shows. And also make sure that you stay up to date on the show on all platforms, wherever you guys find your podcasts.